Hey friends, family and folks, Susie from the north. I have simmered down a little bit from my previous video. Might even take it down, which I do that. That'll be the third time that I take something down because, I'm saddened and frightened by the state of the world. But, an autocrat or a dictator, they all operate on the playbook of such. And that playbook is basically to create a fear, to create division, where people are very much on one side or the other, weaken the troops, slowly invade their ideas, and just like an abuser, they have more power, but they also collect power by in this case, everyone in Congress. And then they tell you that they are somehow a genius. They are somehow smarter than absolutely everyone else, which we have heard from Trump and Vance and Elon. And I think if you were that smart, you'd be living a better life. But that's only one indicator, and I'm only one person. But they also take us back 200 years to the cousin of Darwin, who basically wanted to one-up Darwin, and so he went into eugenics and looking at the fact that anybody with a perceived flaw, is that blindness, deafness, any sort of disability, a different color of skin, any of those things that they choose, they believe, and you can certainly hear it in Elon and Trump's language, and Vance, that they subscribe to eugenics. And not only is it unfounded scientifically, it's a complete and utter moral failure. So when I am simmered down, what my message really was meant to try to do was to say that inside of each of us rests a soul. And I believe collectively there is the soul of the world. And that has been the only thing that has been able to stand up to an autocrat. The only thing with success is recognizing that I am human, I am as perennial as the grass, and I have a right to be here. Whether I'm pink, orange, black, white, brown, tall, short, intellectually gifted, or not, blonde, blue-eyed, brown-eyed. Diversity is found throughout nature, and it is what keeps our species going and keeps us healthy and keeps us successful. And so it is not lost on most of us that Donald Trump is playing, and his administration and all the powers that surround him, out of the book of an autocrat. We've seen it before. We've seen it throughout history. Until humanity heals, it'll keep happening to us. So I suggest you make a list on your fridge of the people you know that have good, healthy souls that cradle in a basket in their heart the values that they feel should be represented in a society, such as generosity and kindness and joy and hope and peace and love and kindness and patience, self-control, empathy, to name a few. When you see those values in a person, ask them their name and add them to the list. None of us are perfect. None of us do all those things all the time, every day, because we are human. But we hold in the basket of our hearts those values that we feel promote life for human beings, for humanity. So I'm going to start my list, and my goodness, I better get out a long scrap of paper because I can think of hundreds off the top of my head of people who hold and respect those values. And it will be those people that put an end to this dictator and to this sense of autocratic rule that is being forced upon us once again. And the only way to rise up against that is to dig down deep in your soul and say, do you really think that the person who is a minority next to you is the actual person to fear? It isn't. That is a made-up fear. That is such a made-up fear. Ask anyone who runs a good business. DEI is good for business. Why? Because all kinds of cultures have all kinds of amazing ways of learning about the world. And when we put that all together, we shine. Humanity shines. So they are trying to drive us back into the dark ages under the guise of the golden age. There's never been a golden age. We are in the golden age. We have enough food to feed everyone if we just share. We have enough technology to get it all the way around the world. We have enough ability to keep people educated. That's the first thing they do, is take away our education, start burning books, start saying that certain words are not allowed. These are deeply insecure, harmed individuals. The three that I'm talking about today. They are deeply harmed individuals that are so insecure that this is the only way they feel they can be seen as successful and or safe. And they're trying to push that fear down your throat. And I'm here to say, let the love bubble up and resist this message that is simply, truly, truly, I say unto you, you are valuable. Each and every one of you are valuable. Your values matter. Make a list. Check it twice. Read it often. Share it with others. If this has been any hope to you at all, do that whole like, share, and subscribe thing, because we need every single one of us trying to talk this through, say what we see, and support one another. I hope I've earned your attention, and I certainly am very appreciative of your generosity of it. And every time I go into town, when I feel self-conscious about the things I do here, I get told again, please keep it up, Susie. So I'm doing some help to somebody. If it's been some help to some of you, then share it. And get outside. It's really, really good for you. Guess what? Nature's imperfect, and it's got loads of diversity. And it's got communication systems in the soil that make Facebook look like a toy. Different species share information with other species because they know if we don't have diversity, we're doomed. Blessed be. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.